Hi, welcome to Street Politics. My name is Reese Waters. Shout out to all of our subscribers and members here on the channel. Now, here I was minding my own business, watching my team lose the NFC Championship game and America lose the AFC Championship game. But on the bright side, at least Harrison Butker's wife got 2 more weeks of freedom. I'll go on social media and boom.
Elon Musk has been removed from the White House and no longer has direct access to Donald Trump, and instead must report to Donald Trump's chief of staff, Susie Wiles. Now, this is according to multiple reports, and that came directly from Susie Wiles. She told Elon Musk that he will be working across the street from the White House in the Eisenhower building, and that he must report to her and not to Donald Trump. Now, understand this. This only comes directly from Donald Trump. This is not a decision that Susie Wiles would make on her own, which means the partnership between Donald Trump and Elon Musk has taken a downward turn. Now, I suspect that if this report is true, this is because Elon Musk mocked Donald Trump's announcement of that $500 billion investment, suggesting that Stargate didn't have the money. Donald Trump didn't dare say anything directly to Elon Musk, but this makes sense that this would be his retribution. Now, these two are definitely headed to a falling out that is going to be spectacular. But right now, Elon Musk has been demoted a peg.
Actually, that's not even what I was referring to, but Elon, you got booted on your day off? On your day off? I can tell you this, it's not going to be the same across the street. Nah, it's not going to be the same as it was over on this side of the street. Over there, they never have 2 things that go together. They have Kool-Aid, no sugar, peanut butter, no jelly, ham, no burger. On your day off. No, what I meant was this.
So Trump and the Department of Homeland Security sends 2 U.S. military flights to Colombia deporting people. Colombia blocked the planes from landing, so Trump then threatened Colombia with tariffs. The White House then puts out a press release where they misspell Colombia, but in it, Trump puts a 25% tariff on all goods coming into the United States and then says that in 1 week, the 25% tariff will be raised to 50%. He also puts a travel ban and immediate visa revocations of Colombia government officials that are here in the United States and allies and supporters. Gustavo, the president of Colombia, then says, bet bitch, I'll send my fucking plane and pick up the deportees my damn self. But in response, I'm also gonna impose a reciprocal 50% tariff. By the way, don't believe the fucking propaganda. This shit coming up here talking about Colombia's president backs down, offers to send presidential planes to repatriate deportees. The reality is that the president of Colombia said, I'm not going to allow you to treat my people this way. So if you're going to try to treat them in this way, I will bring a plane to pick up my people. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm still going to give you motherfucking tariffs. He also then said the U.S. cannot treat Colombian migrants as criminals. And that even though there were 15,660 Americans without legal immigration status in Colombia, he would never carry out a raid to return handcuffed Americans in the U.S.
Hey, MAGA. Come here. If you haven't noticed yet, Mexico, Colombia, Canada, all these other countries that you thought were going to bend knee to Donald Trump and just let him fly military aircraft all over and land them in their countries and send whoever they want. No, they're laughing at us. They're not scared of us. They're not scared of Donald Trump. They think he's a little schoolyard bully, which is all he is. So, congratulations on electing a clown who wants to do nothing but punish everybody that went after him before. He's like Michael Jordan. He took everything personal, and that's all the next 4 years is going to be about. Well, that and enriching, the billionaires that were front and center for his swearing in, Bezos, Musk, Zuckerberg, Tim Apple or Tim Cook, whatever his name is. Like, all of them were sitting there. So the people that own all of us, the 5 or 6 of them, yeah, they're all in it with him. For all you MAGA people on Instagram,
that's right. In the Trump era, we can't even watch championship weekend in the NFL without an international incident. Now, Trump did tweet following. Oh, no, wait a minute. No, that was deleted. That was Eric Trump popping off. I tell you this. he better hide when Donald get home. President Trump's statement read, "I was just informed that 2 repatriation flights from the United States with a large number of illegal criminals," how many? You know, a large number, "were not allowed to land in Colombia. This order was given by Colombia's socialist president, Gustavo Petro, who is already very unpopular amongst his people." And if you know Trump, that just means he disagrees with you. Therefore, you are unpopular amongst your people. He also said that he thought that 80% of America was his base. Petro's denial of these flights has jeopardized the national security and public safety of the United States. Oh, but not the release of all the J6 defendants, though. "So I have directed my administration to immediately take the following urgent and decisive retaliatory measures. Emergency 25% tariffs on all goods coming into the United States. In 1 week, the 25% tariffs will be raised to 50%. Man, those are loan shark numbers. That's crazy. No wonder he was in so much litigation. A travel ban and immediate visa revocation on the Colombian government officials and all allies and supporters. Visa sanctions on all party members, family members, and supporters of the Colombian government." Now, I almost stopped down the first time where it said supporters. What exactly does supporters mean? Is that, like, you already got family members? Like, if they work in the house, are they a supporter? If you have liked a tweet from the Colombian government, are you a supporter? If you've watched the Colombian national team play soccer, does that make you a supporter? Like, I have a lot of jerseys back here. I don't have any Colombian jerseys, but if I did, would I be a supporter? You get where I'm going with this? Enhanced customs and border protection inspections of all Colombian nationals and cargo on national security grounds. IEEPA, Treasury, banking, and financial sanctions to be fully imposed. These measures are just the beginning. We will not allow the Colombian government to violate its legal obligations with regards to the acceptance and return of the criminals they forced on the United States. Forced? Here was the response from Colombian President Petro. "American citizens who wish to do so can be in Colombia. I believe in human freedom, but more than 15,666, don't like that number, are illegal immigrants, and under Colombian law, they must regularize their stay. You will never see me burning a U.S. flag or carrying out a raid to return handcuffed illegal immigrants to the U.S. True libertarians will never attack human freedom. We are the opposite of the Nazis." Ooh, he cooking like Steve Bannon now. Yeah, he cooking like Steve Bannon when he dropped that promo on Elon Musk. Now, he did mention Americans coming in shackles and chains. We wouldn't have given that image to the world, now would we? Here's AOC to punish Colombia. Trump is about to make every American pay even more for coffee. Remember, we pay the tariffs, not Colombia. And yes, I know that is a very difficult concept for MAGA to understand.
Who pays the tariffs?
The Chinese government pays the tariff.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
I'm an importer and exporter for 20 years. When a product comes into the U.S., there's something called a tariff sheet.
Okay.
I, as the buyer of that product, follow U.S. law and pay the tariff. I'm an American citizen, an American taxpayer. I pay that tariff to the U.S. government, and that increase in the cost, I then sell to you for a higher price because I've got to cover that tariff.
Trump is about making inflation worse for working class Americans, not better. He's lining the pockets of himself and the billionaire class. Now, you might be wondering, well, tariffs with Colombia, exactly what would that affect? Sorry, that was a wrong tweet. That just affects one person. Here's where we're at with it. Here are our imports from Colombia. Mineral fuels, oils, and distillation products valued at over $7 billion. Then you got pearls, precious stones, metals, and coins, $1.86 billion. Live trees, plants, bulbs, roots, and cut flowers, $1.5 billion. Coffee, tea, mate, and spices, $1.42 billion. No, we got to come up off that. No, because they're not taking my mate. They are not taking my mate. That was a bridge too far. Yeah, I'll go hard in the paint like Don Jr. I ain't playing. We also got aluminum, edible fruits, nuts, and melons, electrical and electronic equipment, plastics, sugars and sugar confectionery. We have fish, crustaceans, and mollusks. But I would like to point you to right in the middle of this chart, commodities not specified according to kind. Not specified at all, according, like, y'all don't even know what kind of commodities those are. Where can I get access to those? I would like to figure out how to get access to those commodities not specified of any kind. President Trump and his counterpart, President Petro, traded barbs online until late Sunday, with Colombia eventually agreeing to accept deportees and the U.S. claiming victory. Now, not only did the U.S. claim victory, apparently the media was willing to claim victory on their behalf. The way that this has been painted by our media, just by virtue of the fact that they ended up accepting the deportees after all of this whole back and forth and rigmarole, is fascinating. Here's why. Because this is common practice. Yeah, these kind of deportation flights are pretty common practice. In fact, this same article mentions that very thing. Now, first of all, in addition to the potential tariffs on Colombian goods and retaliation to Trump's threats, Petro threatened to also impose a 25% tariff on U.S. goods, saying your blockade does not scare me because Colombia, besides being the country of beauty, is the heart of the world. President Petro, I split the difference with you. I will split the difference with you. I'm not getting myself in trouble, but I don't know about the heart of the world. On the other one, though, you good. Yeah, you good on that one. The U.S. cannot treat Colombian migrants as criminals. 15,660 Americans irregularly settled in Colombia. The drama was resolved late last night when the Colombian Foreign Minister Luis Murillo told a news conference that officials had overcome the impasse and would accept citizens deported from the U.S., adding the Government of Colombia has a presidential plane ready to facilitate the return of Colombians who are going to arrive in the country this morning on deportation flights. Now, both sides would have been hurt had the tariff war gone ahead. Between January and November of 2024, the U.S. imported goods worth $16 billion from Colombia. The U.S. received its largest supply of cut flowers from Colombia, importing nearly 2/3 or 66% of its cut flowers from the country, according to 2022 data from the OEC. Valentine's Day coming up on February 14th would have pinched Americans more had the tariffs kicked in. Man. So you mean to tell me had the tariffs stayed, I could have got by with no flowers on Valentine's Day? Can they put it back on the 13th? The U.S. also sources just over 20% of its imported coffee from Colombia, only marginally behind Brazil, the largest supplier of coffee to the U.S. The U.S. also imports crude petroleum, gold, aluminum structures, bananas, and coffee and tea extracts from Colombia, but in much smaller quantities. Colombia is among the rare group of countries that have a trade deficit with Washington. In other words, the U.S. exports more to Colombia than it imports from the South American nation. Now, while the U.S. began deporting immigrants as early as 1892, when 2,800 immigrants were removed, according to the Department of Homeland Security, the number skyrocketed starting in the 1990s. When Joe Biden took office in 2021, he promised to pause deportations, but he expanded them, something the Republicans like to bring up often, recently deporting the highest number of immigrants in nearly a decade, more than 271,000 over the last fiscal year. Between 2021 and 2024, the U.S. expelled 28,635 Colombian citizens, according to the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement website. Nearly half of these were in the fiscal year of 2024. Now, here's the thing. You can't simultaneously, Republicans, attack Joe Biden for the fact that he also was deporting folks and having flights out of the country, but then politicizing the fact that Trump is doing it as if now he's taking a bite out of immigration. These are the things that have always been done. What's fascinating to me is, how did you make a problem out of an ongoing process? So now, to appear as if you are doing something, you have to make waves out of a clear, calm, and sandy beach. Yeah. Hello? I just want you to know I want my mail delivered on time. Every day, on time. Huh? Y'all always deliver mail on time? Every day? Unless somebody calls and threatens you? Okay. You know what? I apologize for my tone. Now let's look at the cost of this mess, aside from the embarrassment. The cost to operate a C-17 transport plane, minus personnel costs, because we've decided to use the military for this, $25,000 an hour. Here you see the flight time from Edwards Air Force Base to Bogota, 6:45. 2 planes, cost of operation over $337,000. Flight time to Honduras after Colombia refused to let the military planes into their airspace, that's 2 hours and 30 minutes. The total cost of the redirect, $125,000. The reason, of course, Colombia demanding its deportees be flown in commercial instead of on military craft. The number of deportees on the planes, go ahead and guess. Go ahead and guess. 160. 160. 160. All of this for 160. The cost of a ticket from LAX to Bogota is $205 via Copa Airlines and $194 via Spirit, which is surprising. When I first saw that, I thought it was going to be $19.40. The total cost to fly 160 deportees commercial per Colombia's request and avoid any of the drama on Copa, $32,800. How about the total money wasted by the U.S. government on a publicity stunt, sending 2 giant half-empty military jets? $429,700. International incidents that make the U.S. look like a temper tantrum throwing toddler? 1. So much winning. This is a fantastic tweet, but despite the $429,000, I think Elon Musk gonna clean this up. Yeah, Elon Musk from across the street. He across the street now, but he got to come look at this, because that's a whole lot of waste. That's a whole lot of waste. I can tell you this: you blew all the money you saving on Vivid. You done blown it already. Oh, but wait, there's more. There's the flight time back from Honduras. That's another 3 hours and 15 minutes. The total cost of the return flight without the deportees was another $162,000, making the total waste $592,200. And if the actual tangible cost of this mess wasn't enough, there's also the international ramifications, like the fact that China's ambassador to Colombia, posted their support of the country throughout all of this. And you also have presidents of other Central and South American nations clicking up. How about Honduran President Castro? Quote, "In the case of unnecessary reprisals against our migrants, we will have to reconsider a change in our military cooperation policies with the USA. For decades, they've maintained military bases on our soil without paying a cent."
Pueblo hondureño, quiero manifestar que esperamos que la nueva administración norteamericana del presidente electo democráticamente, Donald Trump, sea abierta al diálogo constructivo y amistoso. Que no tome represalias innecesarias contra nuestros migrantes frente a una actitud hostil de expulsión masiva de nuestros hermanos. Tendríamos que considerar un cambio en nuestras políticas de cooperación con Estados Unidos, especialmente en el campo militar, en el que sin pagar un centavo por décadas mantienen bases militares en nuestro territorio, que en este caso perderían toda la razón.
Hey, United States, yeah, we gonna start charging y'all rent. You don't get to live in the basement rent-free forever. So here's Trump's first week in office. He released 1,500 criminals, including people who beat police officers. We got egg prices at all-time high. He pulled out of the World Health Organization, making it harder for the U.S. to fight disease. And we got a trade war with Colombia, potentially hurting American consumers. I would add, how about this? I would add the elimination of DEI in the federal government, getting rid of the Spanish version of the website, and the suspension of the Department of Justice's Civil Rights Division.
The Justice Department just shut down their Civil Rights Division, which is what holds police accountable when they violate rights in arresting people. So essentially what that means is they can arrest you for no reason, like they always do, but now there's no recourse for us.
But on the bright side, they did declassify the MLK file.
You can't make this stuff up. Trump releases the MLK files. What does the government do? First thing they reveal is he was having freak-off parties. That's not what we wanted. We wanted to find out who actually took him out and took down the movement. Like the government, the first thing they do is go after your character. So out of all the files they possibly have on MLK, these are the 2 pages we get. No coincidence.
Oh, that was just embarrassing. It's going good. It's going good. What is this, a weekend? Hey, I want to thank you guys so much for supporting the channel as we approach a new administration and the changing winds of our media landscape. I want to invite you to join my channel. I think it's very important to preserve a space and a platform where I can communicate clearly and honestly, as all of our creators are hoping to maintain. Unfortunately, it looks like that ground may be evaporating right underneath our feet. So I wanted to let you know I'm going to continue to post on my channel, but I'll also be posting more in the membership section as well, so we can have clear and honest conversations. You can find the button to join right there on my page. There's also a link in the description box to all of my videos. I also want to invite you to join my mindfulness and meditation channel. That's my second channel. It is Way of Waters, because we gonna need it. We gonna need it. I might wear that thing out by the midterms.